Right now, somebody is paying $39 for something they could get for $35, and they're feeling good about it. Another person just bought the medium popcorn they didn't even want. They all fell for pricing tricks designed to hijack their decision making. I'm going to show you 3 of them and how to use these same psychological strategies in your own business. I'm Martin Keane, and you're watching Solid Strat, where we feature practical tactics for building your business and a lifestyle you own. Even if you've never heard the term, you are intimately familiar with charm pricing. That's when an item that is priced at $20 is listed as $19.99. It plays on the fact that our brains read numbers from left to right. $19, that's in the teens. That sounds better than 20. Now, this is called the left digit effect, and it is everywhere. Approximately 60% of prices in advertising material end in the digit 9. Now, look, as consumers, we all know what's going on here, that $19.99 is only a penny less than 20, but charm pricing has been shown to work again and again, and that's because the number 9 is so powerful. MIT and the University of Chicago tested this with prices on women's clothing. They had 3 basic prices, $34, $39, and $44. And surprisingly, the $39 item sold the best, even better than the cheaper price of $34. And of course, the GOAT of charm pricing is the gas station, featuring fractional cent pricing. But charm pricing isn't always the best strategy. A price ending in a 9 signifies a deal, but round numbers, they signify premium quality. Nike's pricing is a good example of that. They only use full dollar amounts, and those dollar amounts all end in a 0 or a 5. In fact, pricing ending in a 0 or a 5 or a 9, that represents about 97% of all pricing. So, charm pricing strategies to adapt in your own pricing. Well, test 99-cent endings on items that are under $100 and use $99 endings on higher priced items. Also, it pays to really shrink the cent visually. This has actually been shown to reinforce the lower price. And remember that you might want to skip charm pricing entirely on luxury products. Round numbers, they signify premium quality. Anchoring is a clever technique where the first meaningful number a customer sees kind of becomes the yardstick for every number that follows, and it works for everything. If I asked you to guess how many coffee beans are in this jar, and 160 people have already taken a guess, well, I just anchored you on 160. You're now thinking, are there more or less than 160 beans in that jar? Even though that number is completely irrelevant to the number of beans in here. If I anchored you on, say, 300, your coffee beans guess would have, on aggregate, actually have been higher. And anchoring is a masterful pricing strategy. Just ask Williams Sonoma. They had a bread machine that was priced at $275. Nobody bought it. So they added a deluxe model. That one costs $429. Still nobody bought the expensive one, but sales of the cheaper one at $275, they rocketed. That $429 anchor made $275 suddenly feel reasonable. They manufactured value basically out of thin air. And restaurant menus are masters of this manipulation. That $38 lobster at the top, it's not there to sell, it's there to make the $24 salmon feel like a steal. In fact, restaurants call these anchor dishes. They expect to sell maybe 5 of those a month, but they'll move hundreds more of those $24 plates because of it. So, anchoring takeaways. Well, firstly, lead with the higher price bundle on your pricing page, or just include a number unrelated to pricing that's right next to the actual price in order to anchor it. And also, it pays to use a crossed out price, was $100, now $79, to let the higher figure here act as the anchor. The Decoy Effect, also known as the Goldilocks Effect, adds a lopsided third choice to steer buyers to the sweet spot. So while anchoring is the first number that sets the scale for everything that follows, Decoy introduces a third obviously inferior or overkill option that nudges choice between the other two options. Dan Ariely's famous Economist subscription test is a really good example of this. So it offers three forms of subscription. There's the web-only subscription, that was $59. There's the print-only subscription, that's $125. And then there's the web plus print subscription, also $125. Spot the decoy? Well, of 100 participants, 16 chose to get the cheaper web-only option. 84 chose to get the print and web subscription, and nobody chose the print only. That was the decoy that made the other $125 option look so appealing. Look around and you'll see decoy pricing everywhere. Software licensing and popcorn are two prime examples. To implement the decoy effect, design a decoy option that is in the same ballpark price as the target, but it's clearly worse value. Then highlight the target that you actually want by making it perhaps a different color and putting it in the middle, and then include a badge that says something like most popular. But look, no matter which pricing strategy you use, you need to make sure that the price consumers are paying is going to leave you with a profit. And here at Solid Strat, we've built a profit margin calculator, which will help you figure this out. And it's been used to price products at small businesses for 15 years. There's a link in the description to find out more. And take a look how we priced that. See if you can find any strategies there.